Hey parents, how's it going? I have some good information in regarding to online safety and our children. This is my research, as well as firsthand experiences. I would like you to be able to see what I wrote so that it helps. I was like, I'm just touching all the bases. I'm gonna have the visual. I'm gonna have the the visual as well as the hearing, auditory learning. If there's anything that I come across that might help you be able to protect your children better, I'm going to share that. And this is one of those things. The online world is quite dangerous for our children. So, and there's four kids in my house. So you can understand the range that I get to pull information from. My son is 16, my daughter is 4. My roommates, 2 boys, are 9 and 3. So we have a very good range of kids who play lots of different games, use different apps and different modes to get online between all 4 of them. And this is information that I have found that I believe you deserve to know as a parent so you can keep your kids safe no matter how young or old. Right. The first one I want to talk about, because this is a big story, I keep tripping, is Roblox. I am certain that most of us probably already know what Roblox is, but in case you don't, let me explain. Roblox is a game that you can get to online. My son was 6 years old when he first was introduced to Roblox. You create an avatar and you go in the online world. And you get to go to different buildings and play different games with other people online. And in exchange, you get like rewards, money. You can go buy yourself furniture, upgrade your house, your wardrobe in the game. And that's kind of just feeds the cycle. It was a lot of fun. It used to be like hide and seek was a game that you could play. And it was what I thought safe for a long time. My son has just told me that Roblox is now full of fake accounts by adults. And he says it's pedophilia. Or adults who are creating these little fake accounts. And in their bio, they have code words. They have links. They share their location and maps. I don't even think it was probably their location. I said there's no way the pedophile is going to give himself away, but a location for the kid to go to and get away from the Roblox site, to go watch some pornography, to be groomed, to be separated and singled out for trafficking and rape. Pretty gross. Pretty gross. My son, who's 16, is able to tell who these fake accounts are, but a 9-year-old can't. That means a 6-year-old can't. A 3-year-old can't. I am going to call it unsafe now. There are sharks in the water and our children have to get out. It's just safer to get our kids out of it. My daughter is not going to be able to play Roblox. I'm not going to allow it because I know she won't be able to tell who they are, what those code words are, and not to click on that link because she's too young. If she starts playing in a couple years, she still is too young. So no, Roblox is now dangerous. It is not good. It is a good way for them to pick out them. And these are the real sick people because the ones that are playing Roblox are really young. Then I want to talk about a story that goes with Amazon. Amazon has these tablets that you can purchase for your children. We have used them. I don't recommend them at all for several reasons. I will explain. There's an Amazon tablet for kids in my home. And every Amazon tablet has experienced some kind of problem. In a few years ago, like 4 years ago, there used to be an updated version or software downloaded onto the tablet that would take up all of the memory. Then, you could not have photos, you couldn't browse internet, you could not, even like kids' way, could not watch anything, do anything because the software would be like 25 gigabytes. You couldn't reverse it, do online research. Your tablet is screwed. at that point. There's no way to pull it out, at least not on my layman terms. You couldn't factory reset it either because it stayed there. In our household, we have a tablet that belongs to the 9-year-old, and the children that are 3 and 4 do have a chance to play on it. And what they do is they'll take pictures around the house and what their games are, or they will watch Amazon videos or YouTube Kids. The videos that we watch a lot of would be Blippi, Miss Rachel, Purr. There's like an avocado, people that like Purr. There's like just cats, they're like cartoons. Bluey, Peppa Pig. Yeah, those would be the ones that we watch the most. On this tablet, we started noticing that whenever a video was playing, it would get shut down. If you were playing a game, it was shut down. Mysterious photos started appearing into the gallery, and then photos would also disappear in the gallery. This is the Amazon tablet. I personally have a cell phone, a prepaid cell phone, that has no service on it. It has nothing but the YouTube Kids icon so that my daughter can watch Blippi and Miss Rachel and Bluey and Peppa Pig. Those are her favorites. So I didn't have a tablet, but they had a tablet. And we're sorry that this was shut down and my phone was doing fine. Then the 9-year-old told his mom that there was porn pictures in the gallery. I'm talking about naked adults in sexual positions in the tablet in the gallery. When the 9-year-old would go to YouTube Kids, he landed himself on PITA. You know, the rights activist group, PITA, they have a YouTube channel. And on that channel, he was directed to vegans have better sex. PITA, YouTube Kids, vegans have better sex. And there are videos showing naked adults having sex. On this Amazon tablet for kids from YouTube for kids. Weird thing is, when you go onto my cell phone that has just YouTube Kids, PITA is not a channel that I have access to. I know that I don't know why the doubt bug comes in, right? So maybe this 9-year-old is looking at pornography on this YouTube channel. And like, there's no way, but you can go right now as an adult onto YouTube, Google the PITA, vegans have better sex. You will also see the videos. The images that are just appearing and disappearing. Yeah. So my roommate thought that her son was doing that he was just trying to lie, cover up, that maybe he had some questions and curiosities, which is kind of alarming considering that he is 9 years old. He is too young. When he plays with my son makes sure that he is like the biggest, because he's used to me and then his sister, my daughter, right? I'm always on his butt about what's appropriate and inappropriate for her. So he has now been trained after 4 years to know what is appropriate content for a child and what is not inappropriate, right? He is a master at keeping the conversation, he'll mute conversations when he plays with this 9-year-old so that whatever they have to say, which can be inappropriate, is not heard by the 9-year-old. And he doesn't have the questions. He's not being exposed to something that might not be good or his mom would not like. He does not let him play anything that has showing drugs, lots of violence, alcohol. My son is really good about keeping it kid-friendly when the 9-year-old is around. So it's not even like he's getting that exposure from my teenager, which was a thought by the police. The mom decided to call the police. She felt like somebody had hacked into her tablet, was targeting her son, and trying to get him to be groomed, kidnapped, and trafficked, right? I would not disagree with her. That's exactly what I would assume as well. When the police came, they questioned the 9-year-old. He stuck with his story. You know how scary it is to be 9 and the police called on you? Do you want to know? Oh my God, it was scary. Did she go overboard? Yeah, I feel like a little tiny bit she was being dramatic. But in this case, it really does go to show that this guy was telling the truth. The 9-year-old was telling you the truth. He did not delete those pictures. He didn't put them on the tablet and he did not delete them. It was somebody else. The police had told us that the remote workers, the people in Amazon, employees, can access any Amazon tablet remotely. And that was going on. You need to know that on our electronics, the Bluetooth is the weakest point of our electronics. It is so easy to hack into our devices just through the Bluetooth. And that is why everything is Bluetooth now. Everything is wireless. When there was a wired network connection, it was a little more difficult. We had a little bit better of a protection, but now it's really, really simple. I think I could probably even learn. You may hack you with your Bluetooth IP address. So, there's like a Bluetooth address for your device as well as your IP address. And then if you can do any factory reset on a device, but as soon as it's been hacked, they have those addresses. It's not doing a factory reset will not stop you. They won't stop them. Stop them from hacking. It doesn't solve the problem. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't solve the problem. Pretty aggravating. So, if you own any Amazon device with your children, it's not hard to say that somebody's going to come and try to implant pornography or disturbing material that you might find inappropriate onto your kid's tablet or Amazon device or whatever you have. I don't know if Amazon is a good product anymore. I don't trust it. Between downloading a really heavy file that takes up 25 gigabytes, having remote access, implanting images, deleting images, messing with our tablet time, I'm not doing it. I'm not wearing it. Yeah. Which brings me to Yandex. Have you heard of Yandex? It's a Russian search engine site that is known for child trafficking, that they have links that you would click that would actually take you somewhere else, not necessarily to what the title of the link says. And you were able to maybe look for kids. You can even Google it. But this PITA, this Vegans Have Better Sex videos, was also connected to Yandex. So this notorious child trafficking Russian website is tied to these videos that show people having sex with the title that vegans have better sex. That was then placed under PITA because I don't understand what PITA, which is supposed to be a child-friendly channel anyways. They're just advocating for animals. And then what? They're trying to sell that through this inappropriateness is like, that's probably why they can't find it. But in this case, because of this trail that we're following, he accessed from YouTube Kids. I say at this point too, YouTube Kids is not safe. It is not safe. You have to be very diligent about what your children are watching on this app. So, yeah, it's stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Just steer clear from it. I wouldn't get the tablet. I'm not really sure about PITA anymore, and I don't like those videos. Sweet, so now we know that. Let's go down to Fortnite. There's this other world online. Fortnite, got Minecraft, GTA Online, there's VR chat off the VR headset, and then there's another things you can do. Let's talk about the dangers that we have encountered here. It's very often through conversations that my son has with me. I gotta tell you, we do have conversations a lot about pedophilia, about pedophiles, about appropriateness, about boundaries, about adult roles in children's lives. We talk about weird shit, why it's not good, it's okay to stand strong against it. We have these conversations so my son can be safe when he goes online, even at 16. And he is learning. He is learning. I don't stop talking. It's been years and years and years and years. But this is important that if you are having a kid that goes online too, it's okay to have these conversations. You can word it however you need to word it, make it appropriate for the child that they can understand what you're saying about dangers. But these are the questions and conversations that we talk about so that when weird stuff comes up, we know how to handle it and we don't play victim. We don't become victimized. Okay? So there are adults that play these games. Fortnite, they play it in Minecraft, they're on GTA Online, there is a VR chat too, and anything to go with your headset. I'm not sure where the kid stuff is, but where he plays, there are adults. And it is common ground that adults are trying to have friendships with children. They're trying to have relationships with children. And we'd say the adult term is really, we have defined it in my household. Yes, at 18, you're legally recognized as an adult, but we consider 21 and up. That's like where it's all fair game. If you're 21 years old, welcome to the world of dating. You can date anyone 21 and older, and it would be all good. Because they all can go drink. We're all aware. We have been adults long enough. Our bodies are matured. We're grown. It's not really like, go for someone in their 30s or 40s if you're 21. You got in there. Anyone that's like 18, 19, 20, it's like extended period of teenage. You're still growing, you're still developing, you're still figuring things out. There's a lot to be said about that. And we keep talking about how it is not okay, and why would somebody who is 21 have interest in an 18, 17, 16, especially high school? This is a person who is able to go to bars and nightclubs and stay up late and drink and do assault by guns. There's a lot that a 21-year-old can do, right? Where are they maturity? Like, their maturity speaks a lot. And they keep looking at high schoolers and look at the maturity of high schoolers. You have that aspect that it's not appropriate. It is a little bit weird. What are they going to do with somebody that young? It would seem starting to be a little more predatory. But if you were 18 and you're dating someone that's 17, that's still within your range. Because a lot of times you're a senior in high school, you turn 18, but you've been dating your girlfriend for a couple years or a year or months. You guys were once same age and you now are a little bit older. That's still not weird. And even from his perspective, he still thinks it's kind of weird if like a 17-year-old wants a 14-year-old. He thinks that there's a lot physically and maturity that is even weird, and can't quite understand what a 17-year-old would want to do with a 14-year-old. It's mindful to just know that the adults are on here and they are talking to the kids. They are trying to get to the kids. They're trying to make the kids trust them, see them as them where they can have conversations, confide in, and it's all predatorial. Okay? Because we have discussions and you should discuss what are appropriate relationships. Adults are not friends. There's no such thing as an adult being a friend to a child. You can be a confidant. You could be a mentor, a teacher. Where did I write this? Yeah, right here. You can be a tutor. You can be family, a nurse, a doctor. Like, you could be a professional to a child. But like, just a friend? What does a 30-year-old have in common with a 16-year-old? And even as parents, right? it is up to us, really, because we should know every single adult in our child's life. And we need to know if, like, we have that say, we have that right in protecting our kids. We don't like the way that doctor is. We don't need that doctor. We don't need that tutor that's funny. We don't need that teacher that's funny. We get to decide. Even we've got a mentor. If there's a mentor putting crap in your kids' mind, they're grooming them to go a certain way that's completely fallacy. You have a right as a parent to say no. That is not your mentor. That is not. I know we have this big conversation in our country about parental rights. That is still a parental right because you're protecting your kid. And when we as parents, no matter what is said, have the right to protect our children. Other things that we have discovered through these online venues. I want you to know that in the VR, you can go to bars. They have these bar places. They go in your avatar because that's what you created. There's somebody who's an actual person playing online can deny or grant you access into these rooms. You go into these rooms, and my son showed me. You go in these rooms, you pretend drink, and you're hanging out in a bar atmosphere. Then your avatar experiences a little fuzziness. There's like this in the way that, you're seeing through your camera. And you can go there. I think there are strip clubs and there are other adult things. Now, this VR is being sold to kids that are, I'm thinking 10 to 18 and adults, right? So you got these young ones who are having this exposure to adult life. Places with X's on it. What does that mean? Sex. Inside, they're just avatars. So I'm not saying that you're seeing, you're not seeing like pornographic material. And their bodyguards, if they're really serious about it and they want it to be just exclusive, I'm not even sure why that is even a thing that people want to play. They will deny those who are under 18 a lot, under 21. Maybe they say I feel like they have power. It was a great conversation piece. It felt like a breeding ground for danger. And I don't want my son to be so accustomed to a nightclub, a strip club, and a bar while he's in high school. And then if you are underage going in, you're going to be hanging out with other adults, supposedly. And what does that do? Why? That is just along with the whole adults having relationships with children. The kid does not belong there. They don't need to be in that position. They just need that exposure. They don't need to be groomed. They don't need to be targeted. And there is nothing good to come out of just an adult relationship online. That's really weird. Teen girls on these. Teen girls. My son has ran into a girl that is willing to sell pictures of herself naked because she wants a quick way to deal with money. People are buying it. There was something, she admitted it to the VR chat, in the group chat that she was part of, that she likes to do it. Even if she's lying, it is still attention. There's still alarm. There's a big red flag going off in my head. Why does she feel like the only way for her to make money, especially quickly, is to sell her body? Why does she not value her body? Why does she not feel like that is wrong? Why is she so willing? What has made her comfortable with herself naked, then pictures, then giving it freely, that makes her think that this is a good idea? And of course, because and they know where kids go, we have adults and sharks in the water who are buying this. Pedophiles are trying to play with our children. Got burps on there. So this is what I would be aware. If I had a teenage daughter, I would have conversations about her body. I would love to make her know that she is valuable, that her body's worth more, that there is no amount of money that those pedophiles could pay to would ever meet how much she is really worth. Because she is underselling herself big time. I would maybe too take away everything that if my daughter was doing this, I would take it all away. There would be no internet access. She would have no camera capability. There would be nothing to ever get out there anymore because my daughter made a really bad decision. But then I would have to address the why. Why are teenage girls doing this? How are we failing our daughters as parents? But you need to be aware of that if you have a daughter, that there are girls that are doing that and they're okay with that. Don't let that be your daughter, okay? An upsetting truth is that the teens are okay. There are teens that are okay with the adults having relationships with children, like dating or friendship-wise, that they are okay with them selling their bodies. There's those who are doing it, and then there's those around them that are like, no, that is totally fine. At least it's what's being portrayed online. Again, because it is online, how much can we really verify that that's an actual teenager that's being spoken to? That's part of the dangers. What if it's just a bunch of adults are saying it's okay just to make it seem like it's an accepted, normal thing? But it's not. My son stands very firm on that. He does not talk to them. He leaves groups. He goes away. He does other things. He is not in it. A matter of fact, he doesn't go to the bars. He doesn't do it. Just like he plays Fortnite, Minecraft. When he does GTA, he just drives around. He doesn't do Roblox. He doesn't like them. He watches anime and his TV shows, and he goes out and he does other stuff. But he's not there. My 16-year-old, he's not there because it's too weird. He doesn't like it. He gets a feeling in his stomach. It twists and it turns. It doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. I told him that if this does happen, he needs to get some information so I can make a report. Because as parents, we can get the pedophiles. If our children are talking to an adult, we can get them. We get their information and turn them in. We can do reverse searches on them, find where their IP address is and where it's physically located. I mean, they think that there's not other bigger sharks in the water that are, yeah, I'm a bigger shark. Oh, gosh, it's so stupid. All right, so this is just the stuff that you need to be aware of when it comes to the online world and our kids, right? If you have any questions, let's say you're interested in learning about how to protect your kids with trafficking, online predators, pedophiles. If you want to know signs of if you need to know what to look for, how to protect, there are a few sites you can go to. Hope for Justice. That is Hope for Justice. That has an online course. It's an hour. It's free. And it has practices. So it brings you 3 different scenarios of what are some common signs and ways that children are being targeted, being trafficked, being groomed, and how you can prevent that. Before I go into that other part, SOAR is another one, the National Human Trafficking Training. It will tell you what signs to look at and where to go so you can have a better awareness of online safety. Stay KidSafe is another one as well. One of the biggest ways you can keep your kids safe that are common on all these sites is to have continuous discussions. Continuously check in. What are you doing? Who are you talking to? What game is this? How do you play it? What if this happens? You can create a scenario. When someone asks you for your age, what do you say? What if somebody wants to know where you live? What do you say? What if somebody you don't know says they're outside or they found you? Or what if they ask for naked pictures of your body? Or what if, do you think it's okay for you to, somebody your age date somebody that's 25 or 22? Do you feel like that's okay for you? What do you feel? These are good questions to be asking with your teenagers. These are things I talk with my teenager. If I was younger, I would definitely be like, okay, so if somebody asks for your name, don't give it. If somebody asks for your age, don't give it. If somebody asks where you live, don't give it. I want you safe. If somebody invites you out, don't do it. I love you. I think you're beautiful. You are my child. I want you with me. I want you safe. I want you here. I want you home. I want to love you. Don't go away. Like, stay here. Let's have fun safely. I mean, my daughter understands safety. I tell her all the time that I want you to hold my hand because I love you. I want you safe. I want you to stay away from the curb because there are cars. Because I love you. I want you safe. I like you as my daughter. I really like having you around. Can you please be around? Will you still be my kid? Like, my daughter understands it. So it's not a hard subject to get across. So go where your children go. Don't just take your kids' word for it, okay? Go where they go. If they're downloading apps, if they're playing online games, go do it too. Download the app on your phone. Go play the games that they're playing. Understand how it's done. Like Snapchat. Snapchat is one of the... I hate it personally. They do have teen accounts and they have other ways to protect your kids. And it's very popular with the high schoolers. Same with Instagram. But adults, like, without the right restrictions on that app, anybody can come and talk to you. They don't know your age. They really don't know much about you. And then those pictures disappear. So, dick pics, titty pics. It's, yeah. Whoa, that brings me to another thing. Oh, I almost forgot because it's on this page as I'm over here talking about ways to stay safe. I'm almost done. I would like you to know, too, that my son has a friend who lives in Missouri, and they will do FaceTime. When they do FaceTime, it's been known that the daughter, female, his friend, she was very comfortable with getting undressed in front of the camera. It was not naked. It was like a bra and changing her shirt. What is alarming is even my son he wasn't asking for that. I often hear their conversations. We share the same space, so there's not a whole lot of privacy. So I know what their friendship is like from firsthand experience. And they are good friends and they were close. And she'd had no hesitation to just rip up her shirt in order to change it. And he didn't like that. He didn't want to see that. And he was like, no, you're my friend, SOAR. I don't want to do this. But she still was doing it. If a parent had walked in and saw that, what would you see? Your daughter's taken off her shirt. She's now in her bra, FaceTiming a random boy. You would be really, really worried, wouldn't you? But then for her too, I'm like, why are you so comfortable with doing that? There's a definite boundary that has to be reinforced and discussed with our children. We don't want to put our bodies out there like that. And then teens are also sharing their location with each other. They're using the app called Life360. That's what I have right here, Life360. That is, well, what if the teen mistakes this person as being a teenager? Then they give their direct location to the predator. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that Life360 should just be with the family. You shouldn't be giving out your location to anybody outside of the family. And that is me and mom and dad, mainly. I think otherwise you're inviting a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Awesome. I think that's it. Yeah. So if you in return have any information on how to keep our kids safe, I really, really, really ask you to please share it. not just with me, because I want to keep my kids safe, but let's share it with other parents, because this is a lot of good information. And now that you know, now you're the empowered parent, and you can know from my example that you're not alone. Having these conversations, taking these steps, being aware, taking away the game Roblox, taking away the Amazon tablet, getting just a different device altogether. That you're not the only parent, and you're not overreacting, and it's very, very justified. It's absolutely, because pedophilia is everywhere. It's running rampant. There is still child trafficking. There is still sex trafficking. And that industry, pedophilia and trafficking, it has the highest mortality rate of children and women. And that is what is killing off our future. Okay, that's it. I would just like to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for listening to this entirety. And I wish you well.